Product engineering requires an understanding of technical knowledge, human factors, and creative capacity to make a successful product. Within a specific product definition and conditioning, including finances and timelines, product engineers have the responsibility to select cost-effective materials, types of prototyping, tooling, and manufacturing. They must be able to manage the newest technologies in a specific industry in order to generate drawings and 3D models to use for tooling and prototyping. The average salary of a product engineer is $98,720 annually. Product engineers follow the engineering design process to design and develop product ideas ready to be marketed. In this marketing project, I made a portable phone rest out of a paperclip and marketed it as the phone toboggan. Industrial engineering combines knowledge from a combination of engineering and business backgrounds to solve problems or optimize processes found in manufacturing operations with scientific management techniques and mathematical concepts. Much like all engineering degrees, as technology evolves, new opportunities in manufacturing will need to change and comply to the new industry standards. Industrial engineering is divided into 4 main specialties: logistics and supply chain, manufacturing, consulting, and procurement. The average annual salary of an industrial engineer is $85,880. Advancements in industrial engineering, including the robotic arm, assist in making assembly lines more efficient. A civil engineer focuses on the infrastructure and general look of a city, working closely with architects to transform their ideas into practical and structural elements. Between the field and office, a civil engineer must analyze, design, and keep the maintenance of a society's physical infrastructure. The average annual salary of a civil engineer is $84,770. Possible civil engineering specialties include construction managers, who are found on working sites, requiring a knowledge on the basic things of a building site, such as the cost, weather, and time management of a project. A geotechnical engineer works more specifically with the ecological impact of these structures, focusing on the logistics of waste disposal, flood control, as well as the locations of bridges or dams. An environmental engineer, specific in the civil engineering discipline, tries to implement inventions that serve to improve the environment, whereas geotechnical engineers look at the ecological factors that a new structure will create. A public health engineer controls the water supply and sewage system. A transportation civil engineer organizes subways, trams, roads, and highways, and how they work in conjunction with one another. Finally, an urban planning, specific to civil engineering, intricately designs an entire city, determining where buildings and other pieces of infrastructure will be placed relative to an urban area. My West Point bridge design project most similarly emulated the work of a civil engineer, as I built a bridge using the West Point bridge software and designed it out of balsa wood and tested how much weight it could hold. An electrical engineer studies electricity and electromagnetic fields, the core of fundamental physics, to develop new innovative technologies and electronics that, say, a product or industrial engineer would use, and make them function reliably. They also develop new equipment and devices for the energy sector, Navy, automotive industry, and medical field. The average annual salary of an electrical engineer is $95,060. Constructing a solar zip car combined the work of an electrical and mechanical engineer. Watch this short clip at how my solar zip car worked in relation to the electrical engineering process. Mechanical engineers create, work among, and develop mechanical systems for all humankind, enhancing safety, economic vitality, and leisure through their extensive knowledge of design, manufacturing, and operational processes. Considered to be the broadest discipline, spanning multiple industries, mechanical engineers deal with a diverse opportunities via size and global interest. A mechanical engineer must predict and pre-assess the forces and environmental impact that their product will encounter in order to create a successfully operating piece of equipment. The average salary for a mechanical engineer is $85,880 annually. Constructing the drawbot was by far one of my favorite projects to do in this engineering class. And although I did not think that I would like mechanical engineering, this project really opened up that door for me. Please watch this short video to see how my drawbot turned out.
Can you come above? Do you see the pattern that's making? That's pretty cool.
An aerospace engineer deals with designing and building aircraft and spacecraft machines, focusing on the prototype and experimental steps to make sure their product functions according to the atmospheres within Earth and outside it. They work within reference to the basic concepts of aerodynamics as well as mechanical engines and industrial subassemblies for this craft. Those who focus on the actual spaceflight are also tasked with calculating the proper amount of life support systems to create a successful manned mission. An aerospace engineer mainly rely on computer-aided designs and simulation systems for drafting and modification of parts and assemblies. The average annual salary for an aerospace engineer is $113,030 annually. In order to experiment with something similar to an aerospace engineer, I did the paper airplane experiment to discuss the effects that drag has on the function of a paper airplane. In the chart below are my results over the course of 3 different paper airplanes. In an architectural engineer's work, they must comply with advancing computer technology as well as the continuing emphasis on environmental impact studies. Often, they work closely with architects and construction managers to focus on the quality of air, the structural safety and reliability of the buildings, as well as the sustainability of the implementations. The average annual salary of an architectural engineer is $78,470. In this photograph, it encompasses the many different facets of an architectural engineer's day-to-day work. It includes the equipment used to build the blueprint, as well as the blueprint and the structural design of the building. A chemical engineer applies the principles of chemistry, biology, physics, and math to solve problems that involve the production of chemicals, fuel, drugs, food, etc. They can work in large-scale manufacturing of these products or test and manage direct facility production on a smaller scale. A chemical engineer must understand how the manufacturing process affects the environment as well as the safety of its workers and consumers. The average annual salary of a chemical engineer is $102,160. To experiment with chemical engineering, I decided to make a series of baking soda volcanoes. This video is my most successful trial as I decreased the width of the opening for the chemical reaction to spew through, and in doing that I reached the highest height potential for the baking soda reaction.
You better be ready. Go. Go. There it goes.
Thank you for watching my presentation.